Welcome to episode 23. We are going to cover Python Lambda. Lambda function is just a small anonymous function. That means you don't have to name it. Lambda function can take any number of arguments, but it can only have one expression. So I think the best way to explain this is just to demonstrate it. So you'll have your Lambda arguments, a colon, and then the expression. So if we do something like this, where we say x equals lambda a colon a plus 10, and then we just print x and we pass into x 5 here. Go ahead, save that, come to our terminal, and we're at 23 now. Execute. You see that it added 5 to a, or a is 5, added 5 and 10 and returned it. So like I said, they can take any number of arguments. So we can pass in a and b here, and we can just multiply a times b, and then when we call it here, we can do 5 and 5, save, execute, we get 25 back, 5 times 5. We can also just do something where we summarize an argument like a, b, and c, so we can even add c in here, like I said, any number, and then we can take a plus b plus c, and we want to pass in some different values here, and we get 12. So why would you use these? The power of them is shown better when you use them as an anonymous function inside of another function. So like we've been doing, we can just comment this out really quick, and then I'll show, like, we just went over functions. So we have my function here. My function will just take a number, and then you could return a lambda here where you're doing like the above example, you're taking a as an argument, and then you're multiplying it by n, and you're returning that. And then we could just do that, and then do something like, call this double equals my func, and then 2. And then we can print double, and we'll pass in 5. And you see that we get 10. So whatever we're passing in, right, to double here, it's using my func 2. So it's passing in this number 2, and then it's actually taking this number as the argument here. So it's passing 5 times 2, and that's why we're getting 10 back. So if we change this to 10, we get 20 back. And that's because double itself is a function. It's assigned this function. So it's passing in, like I said, and then the argument of 10. So if that's confusing, that's okay. Like I said, we're just diving into lambdas right now. But just know that it's assigning 10 to one of the variables and 2 to one of the variables, and multiplying them together. It's returning the result with this return keyword, and we're printing out that result with print. So we're calling the print function to execute all of the rest. And to help just understand how this is working, we'll also do a triple here. We'll assign it my func, and we'll pass in 3, and then we'll just print triple with 10 as well. Oh Lord. That was a bad typo. Alright, and you see we get 20 and 30 back. And to just kind of help you understand what is happening right here with this lambda, we can actually print in the value of in, so that you'll see what's being passed in. And then we can actually comment these out really well. I guess we need to call them. So we'll do that. Just know that the 20 and 30 is the printed result of this. I could also remove print so that we're just calling them, but for now, you see that 2 and 3 are the actual numbers that we're getting passed in, and then 10 is the argument. So If anything doesn't ever make sense, just try to print the value, and then you'll hopefully be able to work your way through it. And that pretty much covers lambdas. I know they can be confusing, and I don't see them that often. But if you want practice with them, W3 Schools has exercises for lambdas. It does for functions as well, and I would recommend it. You can mess around with these. You could become a Lambda pro pretty quickly, I think. And thanks for tuning in, and we'll move on to arrays.